Hey guys, so this is Miss Heisenmuddle, and today we're talking about cardiovascular and circulatory system, and we're going to focus today on vital signs. So, vital signs are basically a measurement of your body's basic functions. They're super useful in monitoring things like disease and health conditions, things like that. The big one we usually start with is heart rate. Heart rate is the number of beats your heart does in a minute. So that lub-dub, that's one beat. And so the idea is that however many beats you've got in a minute, that's your heart rate. A normal teen or adult is between 60 and 100 beats per minute. Younger children usually have faster heart rates because their blood is moving faster, their heart's beating faster to move their blood through their system a little bit quicker. The easiest way you can do this is on, just like in the picture, you take your two fingers, not your thumb, because your thumb has its own pulse in it, and you find that central vein there, and you can actually feel the boop, 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 boop of your heart rate. And so the idea here is that you would do that for 1 minute and count how many beats you felt, and that would be your heart rate number. So another really useful vital sign is your blood pressure. So in this case, you usually use a blood pressure cuff. Looks very much like this one right here. And it measures how much pressure the blood is pushing against, how much pressure it's applying to the sides of the walls of your arteries. As the heart is pumping, because if your pressure is too high, you can actually damage your heart or damage the arteries, the vessels, the kidneys, all sorts of other things if your blood pressure is consistently too high. So blood pressure changes based on what you're doing. So if you are asleep, your blood pressure will be much lower than if you are nervous, excited, or you're exercising. Then your blood pressure will be higher. A normal resting regular old blood pressure should be about 120/80. So 120 is the systolic, that's the top number, and that systolic is the pressure in the arteries when it's squeezing. So that number should be bigger. And that should be, as the heart squeezes to press all the blood out down your arteries, that is the contraction. So that's the systolic, that's the 120. The 80 is the pressure when the heart is relaxed, it releases, right? Because you can't just keep gripping forever. You have to have that constant grip and release, grip and release. So when it releases, that's the diastolic number, and that's the 80. And so that number should be less than the top number. So that is your blood pressure explained. Now we're going to try actually taking your heart rate and your blood pressure so you can get an idea of what they actually are.